Hello everyone, Kevin Eikov here. Today I am going to share 3 spiritual stories that are often told. The stories vary from probably person to person, probably how you learn the stories. But I'm going to share 3 stories of spiritual significance and importance. And of course, there's obviously a moral or a lesson to be learned from each story. And so the first story that I'm going to start out with is the story of the 3 brothers. And the way this story goes, there were 3 brothers, very, very spiritually connected, wanted to become God realized, and started to do all these practices, all the different austerities, and they decided to go to this little island that they found where it was serene and lovely, and they started doing chants and just all kinds of prayers, all kinds of practices, and they started to gather all these people on this island, and people loved them, and they continued to do their practice and do their practice and do their practice, and they were there for years and years. And the word got out about these brothers and how spiritually evolved they were and how well they were doing. And the word got to this traveling sadhak, and he decided to go see these brothers and see what they were about. And so because it was an island, he rowed his boat to the island, got there, and when he got there, he heard this awful noise of chanting, and he thought, what the heck is that? And so he went over and realized that these 3 brothers, he realized they're the 3 brothers, they were all there together, and they were chanting, and he realized they were doing the chant wrong. The words were wrong, the melody was wrong, and it just completely kind of unnerved him. And so he basically said to the brothers, look, I'll teach you how to do these chants properly because you're not doing any of them correctly. And so he worked with the brothers for a while, teaching them to do the chants and all this kind of thing and teaching them to do that properly. And so the sadhak, after he taught the brothers, got ready to leave, and he got in his boat and started to row away. And the brothers were on the shore of the island, and they were trying to do these chants the way this man showed them, this sadhak showed them. And what happened is they forgot. They forgot how to do the chant and couldn't remember how to do it the way he showed them. And so the one brother said, oh, okay, wait, I'll just go over to him. And he ran across the water to the boat, and he said to the sadhak, I forgot that chant. Could you tell me the right way to do it? The sadhak said it to him, and the brother turned around and ran back across the water to the shore to tell his other brothers. When this happened, the man in the rowboat realized what he had just done, rowed the boat into shore, walked up to the group of the 3 brothers, dropped down at their feet and bowed before them and asked for pure forgiveness. Because the moral of this story is, as long as you say something with a devoted heart, a devoted soul, and you do it with all your strength and all your might, you will achieve the realization of God, the realization of the Lord, because the Lord doesn't care. The Lord doesn't care that you don't pronounce it right. Only man cares. And as long as you do it with a devoted heart, a devoted soul, a devoted mind, you will achieve that realization. My second story is about the elephant and the rope. And this man came upon this gigantic jumbo elephant, and it was tied with this little thin, teeny tiny cord wrapped around its foot, and then the cord was tied to a metal little pole in the ground. And it was very obvious this jumbo elephant could have easily just yanked that little cord completely loose and ran away. But he didn't. He stayed there. And so the man asked the elephant trainer, he said, "You got a big, huge, giant, jumbo elephant here, and the elephant doesn't move, try to get away. Why?" And so the elephant trainer said, "Well, when this elephant was a baby elephant, I tied the baby elephant with that same rope to a pole or a tree." And he said that elephant tried and tried every day to break loose from that rope and break that rope. And it couldn't do it. And it just kept trying and trying and trying for months on end and couldn't break the rope. And then one day, the elephant gave up and stopped trying to break the rope and just accepted its fate and stayed tied to the rope and never attempted to go anywhere. And so as the elephant got older and older, it never tried to break free. It could easily break free, but it tried and tried and tried and then gave up. And so the elephant was controlled by a small, tiny rope because it chose to give up and to stop trying. And so the moral of the story is, don't ever stop trying. Don't ever give up. Always work on trying to break free and become free from this life, from our suffering, from our pain, and from all the things in life that we want to break free from. Never stop, never give up. Those that have chronic illness, chronic pain, never give up. It's a constant effort, a constant struggle, a constant fight. And the thing is maybe someday we will break that rope. And that's the whole point of the story. And then this third story, and I love this story. This is the story about the Crackpot. And there was a monk who used to live up on the top of this hill. And there was a water stream where they got their water every day. And the monk would take these two big, huge, giant jugs, put them on this sort of wooden balancing piece, and go down to the stream, fill each jar with water, and come back up. And one of the jars happened to have a crack in it. And as the monk was going down to the stream and getting the water, and it filled one of them all the way with water. He filled both of them with water. But as he started to come back up the path to bring it back up to his hut, the one with the crack in it, which was on the right side as he was going back up the hill, would leak the water all the way along the pathway as he got up to the top of the hill. And by the time it would get there, the pot would have maybe a quarter, maybe a half of water left. And so the pots started to talk to each other. And the one pot said, "Oh, I bring such nourishing, wonderful water to the family and service them, and I take care of them so well, and I'm just always full for them and here to serve and make the whole family better." And the other pot said, "Well, I feel really bad because I only bring the family a small portion of what they need, and I lose most of the water all the way on the way up." And so the monk overheard these pots talking, and he knew that the pot that had the crack in it was not feeling very good about himself. And so the monk spoke to the cracked pot, and he said, "Yes, you're right. The pot that's filled with all the water, yes, that does come up here, and that nourishes our whole family." He said, "But you," he said, you're a special pot." He said, "I don't know if you ever noticed when we go down the hill to go get the water, but all along that left side, as we're going down the hill, is filled with beautiful, beautiful flowers of all different varieties and kinds all along that side. And he said, yes, yes, I do realize that. He says, well, he says, when I come back up and you're on the left side as we're coming up the hill, or the right side coming up the hill, as we're coming up, it is your water that is feeding and flourishing all of these flowers along the pathway. And so if you were not feeding and flourishing all these flowers, there would be no beauty for me as I went up and down the hill. It's taking me years to plant these and grow them and flourish them. And if it wasn't for you watering them as I came up, they would never look this way. So you have brought immense beauty, wonder, wonderful smells, and have enhanced my trip for the water each and every day so that it makes my journey much more pleasurable, much more beautiful. So the moral of this is, even though we are cracked pots, we can often bring such beauty, wonder, and enlightenment to the world and fill those with heartfelt beauty, wonderment, and excitement. I hope you've enjoyed my 3 stories. I may have told them a little bit different than others, but they're the same 3 spiritual stories that I've been told throughout the years and probably will continue to be told. They have lessons of morality, and I hope you can hear and embellish them and use them in your practice. Namaste, Jai Bhagwan. May we all see the light within each other.